We do all Chris Mystery Clean with the Foul Coast. Just got back today from doing the windows. We have had one van out doing all the residentials. We have had another van out on the commercial side doing all the commercial window cleaning, small jet washing job and a gutter clear. And then I've just been out doing a handful of smaller little window cleaning jobs. Had my lunch and then I've gone off to do a few bits and pieces for quoting, etc. So busy. I've had a handful of people sort of mention things like taking staff on and all this sort of stuff, and they're talking on the lines of it must be easy having staff, and I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's backside, but at the same time, I would point out, yes, in some respects, having staff, life gets a little easier in the sense that you can leverage work out, you are not tied 100% to all of the tasks all in one go. But it costs money, and with money comes stress, and with stress comes, time and effort. So I would say to anybody that's looking to take staff on, yes, you can absolutely achieve far more with staff than you can on your own, no question. But the idea that it's completely stress-free is a misnomer. You're simply exchanging one series of stresses for another. It's not a case of just simply, I have staff now and my life is just 100% dead easy. You can, if you are on the tools all the time, if you're a sole operator and you're going out and you're cleaning the windows, and then you've got your own admin to do, and then you've got your own, things like your books, things like your tax returns, etc., and all this sort of stuff. There are people out there who manage all of that, and to those people, I take my hat off to you, sir. I am not one of them. I struggle massively with numbers, with sums. To this day, I hold my hand up, right? To this day, at the age of 42, right, I cannot do long division, okay? I just can't do it, and it is what it is. I just have not got my head around numbers, maths, etc., and all this sort of stuff. The tax side of life in terms of self-assessment. Ever since I attempted my self-assessment once, and then ultimately just ended up having a chat with a bookkeeper who very kindly decided to sort of relieve me of that burden. And ever since then, I've always used either a bookkeeper or an accountant to do that side of things. And doing that's taught me a number of lessons, and I just thought I'd share a little bit on the channel around that. If you are that sole operator and you're happy doing everything yourself, and you don't really want to take on other staff, you're quite happy in your own little train set, you're quite happy to sort of crack on and do the work and understand that when you stop working, it stops working. Cool beans, happy days. I wish you well, I really do. But at my age, being 42, I'm not spring chicken, and I do genuinely require the help of other people. I could not do it all myself. I genuinely couldn't. So for that reason, then I decided to take staff on, thinking life will get easier, X, Y, and Z. And I'm sure that when I was an employee, I used to look up at other business owners and say, oh, it's all right for him, blah, blah, sits on his phone all day, and all this sort of stuff. What I did not realise at the time was that guy, is working quite intensive. He's not having days off to the same degree as everybody else. He flits in and flits out sort of thing. He does a bit here, he does a bit there. He has a lot of fingers and a lot of pies. He wears a lot of hats. You know what I mean? So my viewpoint of business owners now is vastly different from what it was when I was younger. But I think the best thing you could do if you're looking to make life easier for yourself would be to lean into what you do that you enjoy, whatever it is in your business that you enjoy doing. So if you're the guy that enjoys working on the tools, there seems to be this snobbery, particularly amongst other exterior cleaners who will remain nameless. There seems to be this snobbery of people that still work on the tools. I personally, I don't have a problem with it at all. I just decided, actually, at some point, I want my business to operate and work without me, but still benefit from the money coming in. So I've taken these steps to sort of start bringing staff in, have multiple vehicles, etc., so that ultimately the business doesn't need me as much now, and eventually long term won't need me at all. Now that for me is the dream, you know. But like I said before, if you're going to lean into what you enjoy doing, there's no shame in it. If you enjoy working on the tools, lean into it. Then just, if you wanted to, you could outsource your admin to either a virtual assistant, a VA, or you could bring in a bookkeeper part-time, or you could bring, you could outsource all your accountancy, and you'll be surprised at just how much time that frees up. I've said in previous videos in relation to travel time and stuff like that, when the wheels are turning, you're not earning. That's true. But if you are a sole operator and you are not sat here and you are not out cleaning windows, etc., and you're not being proactive, then you're not earning anything at all. So doing your tax return is one of those things. It's a necessary evil, but it doesn't make you any money. All it does is, all that doing your tax return does is take you off the tools to dedicate time and effort so that the government can take money out of your pocket. You know what I mean? It's not the best thing in the world, to be fair. But again, if you're taking on, for example, if you were a sole operator and you had a VA that could do 2 hours a night or something like that of administration, marking off your debts, chasing payments, etc., doing your bookkeeping, looking at your insurances, making sure everything's still in order, keeping your documents safe for all your employees, etc. My mum does all my admin and all the bookkeeping, etc. And it's one of those. I think that is a valuable thing to have, because it takes me off the tools. It takes me out of the office and puts me out into a place where I can do some good. I can go out and talk to customers. Like today, I've just given 4 quotes this afternoon. 3 have immediately signed up. I've got 1 person umming and ahhing about it. But the bottom line is I've generated those 3 jobs, which I can then either outsource to my lads or think, actually, I can have a pop of that. I can do that myself. I have choice. I have freedom. You know what I mean? So if I hadn't been in a position where I had my mum or another person doing my books, then what happens is I am taking myself out of a position where I can actually make some real impact on my business. You know what I mean? So that's where my head's at. In the long term, I will be taking on perhaps a manager to manage the crews. So manage the guys working, etc., and then I can free myself up some more. Because as I get older and as I get a bit more wiser, I kind of understand that really the value in the business, where I'm concerned, where I fit in with everything, is that I can go out and sell jobs, I can go out and do quotes, etc. I can generate work, and in doing that, I'm more of an asset to the business than I am going out and cleaning the windows. Because with the best will in the world, without being disrespectful to the guys that work for us, there is a limit to what they can do within my business, or what they will do within my business for the money that they receive. They earn a salary to go out and do the windows, etc. Contractors fill the gaps, etc. And then I go out, I can go out and sell jobs. So in the past, I've been out to a college, managed to negotiate £1,200 worth of work for that, which was good. You know, I've been out to do jet washing quotes. I've been out to do commercial window cleaning quotes. I've been out to quote houses. The bottom line is the result of that work is bringing money in. You know, I don't have to necessarily pay for a canvasser. I don't necessarily have to pay for a marketing agency or anything like that. Now, I could do to complement what I'm doing, and I might do, yeah, at some point. But for me, at the minute, what I am doing now is enough to bring in enough work to keep everybody in a job and make profit on the back end of it. And that, when all said and done, is what really it should be the focus of any business owner. It's not necessarily getting shit done. It's getting the right stuff done. You know, it's what, you know, we always hear these sayings, don't we, when we were employees and stuff like that: work smarter, not harder. You know, well, there's working smart, there's working hard, but then there's working hard on the right things. You know what I mean? So I think putting my efforts into going out and generating work, that's where my value in the business is now. And I think if you're the sort of person, for example, who's in a similar position to me, but you don't have necessarily the same skill to go out and generate jobs that I do, you might think, actually, my value in the business is managing the crews, floating between the jobs, etc., doing a bit of office work, and then you outsourcing your marketing. Like I said, if you have a skill set, lean into it. You know, for me, talking to people is where I'm good. Talking and sales and stuff like that is where I excel. Doing the job, I can do the job, but, you know, am I better doing the job, or am I better off outsourcing that to someone, you know, that will dedicate all of their time to doing that job, rather than me flip-flop between the two? Surely, if I'm as good as what I say I am at generating jobs, which I do say so myself, then really, I'm in the wrong place. I should be out there generating more work. And that's me progressing, if you like, me sort of seeing where I fit in the business, and sort of going from there, really. But yeah, if you're looking to get off the tools, these kinds of conversations need to be had with yourself, and, you know, and seeing how best you get things out of your business. What's the best way of getting the most out of how things run? And so if someone ever turned around to me and said, "Oh, would you take staff on?" You know, if you were me, would you take staff on? I would always turn around and say, my first question to anyone asking that is, what is your skill set? Where are you strongest in your business, and where are you weakest in your business? It's not something that we think about every day. And if we spent more time focusing on that side of it, I think you'd be very surprised as to what would come from that. You know, just having those little conversations with yourself. But yeah, I hope you found the video insightful. If you like the content that I put out, please like, leave a comment, even consider subscribing. And I shall see you all in the next video. Keep on keeping on. And yeah, start having those conversations with yourself. All the very best.